Hey everyone, Mike here, and I'm with Karen today.
Hey, everybody.
We're diving back into the world of Indian hotels, and this time,
Oh, yeah.
we're checking out this blog series, 50 Mistakes, Why Most Hotels Fail, and How You Can Succeed, by Arun Kumar Raman.
Sounds interesting.
It's seriously packed with good stuff for hotel owners, and
For sure.
it'd be great to break down some of the big takeaways.
Definitely.
Arun, he's like a real expert in this whole hotel scene.
Yeah.
Years of experience helping hotels do well, and he doesn't hold back, tells it like it is.
Straight shooter.
Exactly. And in his newest post, he tackles something every hotel owner thinks about,
Okay.
how to get more guests.
Makes sense.
But specifically, he goes into this whole influencer marketing thing.
Influencer marketing, right?
Now, I know some of you might be thinking, influencer marketing, isn't that just for those huge resorts with tons of money for marketing?
Yeah, you do hear that a lot.
Right. But Arun says that influencer marketing can be a big deal for any hotel, no matter the size, even the smaller independent ones.
Interesting.
He even brings up this example of a boutique resort in Goa that got way more bookings just by teaming up with a travel influencer.
Really?
Yeah, and get this, they didn't go for some big influencer with millions of followers.
Huh.
They went for someone with a smaller following, but whose audience was really engaged and, fit their target guest profile.
That's smart. Finding the right fit. Right. You want people who are already interested in what you offer.
Yeah, it's like quality over quantity.
Exactly. Arun calls this niche influencer, and he's convinced it can be even better than going after the big accounts with tons of followers.
Totally. Because think about it. Would you rather have 1,000 people genuinely interested in your hotel or 1 million just scrolling by without a second glance?
Yeah, no brainer. The 1,000 for sure.
And it's cool. This all ties into how travel marketing is changing.
Oh, how so?
Traditional advertising just isn't as effective. People see so many ads, they just tune them out.
Ad overload.
Yeah, they want recommendations from people they actually trust, people who've been there, done that.
Real experiences, right.
Exactly, and that's where influencers step in. They've built a following based on trust and being real.
Makes sense.
Their audience sees them as a reliable source, especially when it comes to travel.
Definitely.
Arun really points this out in his post.
What does he say?
He says travelers rely more and more on people they trust, and if your hotel isn't part of that conversation, you're missing a huge opportunity.
Wow, he's not wrong.
Right? It's like being invisible in a crowded market.
So how can hotels, tap into this influencer marketing thing?
Well, Arun has some practical tips.
Okay, I'm listening.
First, you got to figure out your target audience, like who are you trying to reach?
Right, narrow it down.
Exactly. Once you know who your ideal guest is, you start looking for influencers who match that.
Makes sense.
And he's gig on doing your research.
Oh, for sure.
Don't just grab the first influencer with a bunch of followers.
Yeah.
Take the time to look at their content, how much engagement they get, and who their audience is.
Due diligence.
Yeah, make sure they're a good fit for your brand and your target market.
That's key.
He also says to reach out to influencers who've already mentioned your hotel or your area.
Interesting.
They might be more up for working with you because they already kind of like what you offer.
Yeah, they have a connection.
And it's not just about giving them a free stay.
Right.
It's about creating an experience they'll truly enjoy and want to share with their followers.
It's got to be genuine.
Yeah, he talks about curating unique experiences, things like spa treatments, local tours, special dinners, stuff that will stick with them and their audience.
It's getting an extra mile.
Exactly. It's about going beyond the usual hotel stay and making it special.
I like it.
And he reminds us, don't try to script everything.
Oh, good point.
You want them to share their real experience,
Authentic. Yeah,
Their followers can tell if it's forced.
totally.
It's about finding that balance between giving guidance and letting them be creative.
Right, you want their unique voice to come through.
Exactly. You give them info about your hotel and area, but let them connect with their audience in their own way.
That's when the magic happens.
Right. When they genuinely enjoy their stay and share that with their followers, it can really boost your bookings.
I bet.
So, to sum it up for our listeners,
Key takeaways.
influencer marketing isn't just for the big guys. It's a good tool for any hotel. And it's not about how many followers someone has. It's about finding the right influencers who fit your brand and who your ideal guests are.
Makes sense.
And it's about creating memorable experiences that they'll naturally want to share with their followers.
Gotcha.
Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Be creative.
For sure.
Oh, and one more thing Arun mentions.
Yeah.
He talks about using different platforms for influencer marketing.
Like the what?
specifically Instagram, YouTube, and blogs.
Right, those are big ones.
What are your thoughts on those?
Well, each one has its strength. Instagram is great for visual stuff, showing off your hotel in the area with amazing photos and videos.
Yeah, Instagram's all about the visuals.
Right, and Instagram stories, those are perfect for giving followers a peek behind the scenes of what it's like to actually stay at your hotel.
Like a sneak peek.
Exactly. And then you've got YouTube, that's awesome for longer content.
Yeah, YouTube's a whole different ballgame.
You can do in-depth video reviews of your hotel or team up with influencers to make travel vlogs featuring your property.
Longer format, more in-depth. Right?
Exactly.
And blogs.
Blogs are still really good for SEO, you know?
Helping people find you online.
Yeah, they can help you rank higher in search results and get people to your website. You can partner with travel bloggers to write about their experience at your hotel.
Good for visibility.
Or you can even make your own blog and have influencers do guest posts.
So basically, there's no one right way to do influencer marketing.
You got it.
You got to tailor your strategy to where your target audience hangs out online.
Makes sense.
Okay, so we've talked about the good stuff, the benefits, but what about the challenges?
The flip side.
Are there any potential downsides that hotel owners should be aware of?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is finding the right influencers in the first place.
Yeah, it's not always easy.
It takes time to research and vet potential partners, and even then, no guarantee they'll be a perfect fit for your brand.
Right, and what about the cost?
Yeah, influencer marketing can get pricey, especially if you're going for those big-name influencers with tons of followers.
So how can hotels make sure they're getting their money's worth?
Well, Arun suggests setting clear goals for your influencer campaigns, like what are you hoping to achieve? Increase brand awareness, get more website traffic, more bookings.
Right, you gotta have a purpose.
Once you know your goals, you can start tracking your results, use those analytics tools to monitor website traffic, social media engagement, and how many bookings you're getting.
Measure the impact.
Exactly. This way you can see if your influencer campaigns are actually working.
And what about the legal side of things? Any rules hotel owners need to know about?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The Advertising Standards Council of India, ACI, they have guidelines for influencer marketing.
Okay, so there are rules.
Influencers have to be upfront about their partnerships with brands, and they can't make false or misleading claims about products or services.
So transparency is key.
Absolutely. And it's a good idea to have a written agreement with your influencer partners.
To make it official.
Yeah, outline everything, the scope of the campaign, what they'll deliver, payment terms, all the details.
Good advice. And you know, something that often gets overlooked is authenticity.
Authenticity, that's huge.
What does that even mean when it comes to influencer marketing?
Being real, being transparent, letting the influencers share their honest opinions and experiences, not trying to script everything or control the message.
So letting their personality shine through.
Exactly, because consumers, they can spot a fake from a mile away.
They're not easily fooled.
Nope, they're savvy, they're skeptical, they won't be swayed by someone just reading a script or pushing a product they don't actually like.
They can see right through it.
So how can hotels make sure their influencer campaigns are authentic?
That's the question.
It starts with picking the right influencers, ones who genuinely vibe with your brand values and are actually interested in your hotel or services.
Find that connection.
Exactly. And once you've found them, give them the freedom to share their experiences in their own way. Don't micromanage them. Trust them to tell their story.
Give them creative control.
And be open about the partnership. Let people know they're working with your brand.
Transparency builds trust.
Exactly. And credibility.
All great points. So let's recap what we've learned so far about influencer marketing.
Okay, hit me.
It's a powerful tool for hotels of all sizes. It's about finding the right influencers, giving them memorable experiences, and letting them be themselves, being authentic.
Gotcha.
It's also about using different platforms, tracking your results, and playing by the rules.
And building relationships.
Exactly. Building those relationships and trust.
So true.
Now let's dig a little deeper into the nitty-gritty of finding the right influencers for your brand.
The hunt begins.
Arun suggests starting with figuring out your target audience.
Right, back to basics.
Who are you trying to reach? What do they like? What are their demographics?
Get specific.
Once you have a good grasp of your ideal guest, you can start looking for influencers who match that profile.
Find your people.
There are tons of tools and resources out there to help you find influencers. You can use social media listening tools to track mentions of your brand or destination.
So you can see what people are saying.
You can use influencer marketing platforms to search for influencers based on their niche, their audience demographics, and how much engagement they get.
Filter them down.
And you can also reach out to influencers directly.
Straight to the source.
Don't be shy. Reach out to influencers who you think would be a good fit, even if they have a big following. They might be open to working with you, especially if you can offer them a unique experience or a cool story to tell.
Sweeten the deal.
So what are some key things to look for when you're checking out potential influencer partners?
Let's break it down.
First, their audience. Does their audience match your target market? Do they have a lot of engagement? Are they authentic and believable? Those are the big ones.
And their content, it's got to be high quality and relevant to your brand, and their values should align with yours.
Alignment is key.
And their reach, how many people they can potentially reach, that's important, but it's not everything.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to go with a smaller influencer who has a really engaged audience than a bigger one with less engagement.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. So you found a few potential influencer partners. What's next?
Time to make contact.
Reach out to them, send them a personalized message, introducing yourself and your brand.
Make it personal.
Explain why you think they'd be a good fit for your campaign, and be clear about what you're offering.
No beating around the bush.
And payment.
The money talk.
You'll need to negotiate that with each influencer. Some might be happy with exposure, others might want a flat fee or a commission on sales.
Different strokes.
Be upfront about your budget and what you expect, and get a written agreement in place before the campaign starts.
Always cover your bases. Great points. Now let's move on to the next step. Creating a compelling campaign.
Let's get creative!
This is where the fun starts. A compelling influencer marketing campaign is all about telling a story that will resonate with your target audience.
A story that grabs them.
A story that makes them want to know more about your brand.
Hook, line, and sinker.
So how do you tell that story?
Well, it starts with understanding your brand, your values, what makes you unique, what message you want to send to your audience.
Your brand's DNA.
It's exactly. Once you know that, you can start brainstorming campaign ideas.
Get the creative juices flowing.
Think about what kind of story you want to tell, what kind of experience you want to create, what message you want to get across.
And don't hold back. Think outside the box. Come up with something that will really grab people's attention.
Be bold.
And once you have an idea, brief your influencer partners thoroughly.
Give them the lowdown.
Give them all the info they need to make great content, share your brand guidelines, give them talking points,
Arm them with the tools.
but also give them the freedom to tell their own story, their own way.
That's where the magic happens.
What about measuring how well the campaign is doing?
Measurement is crucial. Got to track those results so you can see what's working and what's not.
Data is king.
Use those analytics tools to monitor website traffic, social media engagement, and how many bookings you're getting. This way you'll know if your influencer campaigns are actually effective, and you can make adjustments along the way.
Great points. And before we move on, let's touch on one more important aspect of influencer marketing.
Lay it on me.
Ethics.
Ethics. Can't forget those.
They're super important in influencer marketing. Be transparent about your partnerships and make sure those influencer partners are following all the rules and regulations.
Play by the book.
You also want to be mindful of how your campaigns might affect consumers.
Don't want to mislead anyone.
Exactly. You don't want to deceive your audience or be disrespectful of their time and attention.
It's about building trust, not breaking it.
So how can hotels make sure their influencer campaigns are ethical?
Well, it starts with choosing the right partners. Find influencers who share your values and are committed to ethical practices.
Find the good guys.
And be upfront about the partnership. Let people know the influencer is working with you.
Transparency is key.
It helps build trust and credibility. And be mindful of how much you're putting out there. Don't bombard your audience with too much content. And don't make false or misleading claims.
Keep it real.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Excellent points. So let's recap what we've discussed about influencer marketing and ethics.
Hit me with the highlights.
It's a powerful tool, but use it responsibly. Choose the right partners, make awesome campaigns, be transparent, and be mindful of your audience.
Solid advice.
Now let's dive into some real-world examples of influencer marketing campaigns that have actually worked for hotels.
I love case studies. Let's see what others have done.
Okay, first up, a boutique hotel in Goa that partnered with a travel influencer to boost brand awareness and get more bookings.
Tell me more.
This hotel was pretty new, and they were struggling to get their name out there.
New kid on the block.
Yeah, they had a beautiful property, but it wasn't translating into the results they wanted.
So they turned to influencers.
Exactly. They reached out to a travel influencer with a good following of people interested in India, offered her a free stay in exchange for sharing her experience with her followers.
Classic influencer collab.
And guess what?
She loved it.
She had an amazing time. shared stunning photos and videos of the property on Instagram,
Instagram gold.
and even wrote a glowing review on her blog.
The full package.
Did it work?
Yeah.
You bet the hotel saw a big jump in website traffic and bookings after the influencer's posts went live.
That's what you want to see.
It just shows the power of influencer marketing when you find the right partner.
Right person, right time.
Now let's move on to another example. A luxury resort in the Maldives that teamed up with a fashion influencer to promote their new spa.
Interesting combo.
They wanted to reach a younger, wealthier crowd.
The luxury market.
So they went for a fashion influencer with a lot of millennial women followers, offered her a free spa treatment and a stay at the resort in exchange for sharing her experience.
Pampered and paid? Not bad.
So what happened?
I'm guessing she was impressed.
She loved the spa, shared pics and videos of her treatment on her Instagram stories,
Well, instant gratification.
and wrote a detailed review on her blog.
Long-term impact.
And it worked. The resort saw a big increase in spa bookings after the influencer's posts.
Proof it works?
Shows that influencer marketing can work for all sorts of things, not just rooms.
Totally. Diverse applications.
Okay, last case study. A budget-friendly hotel chain that partnered with a family travel blogger to showcase their family-friendly amenities.
Smart move. Families are a huge market.
They wanted to target families traveling on a budget, so they found a family travel blogger with a large following of parents.
Tap into that parent network.
Offered her a free stay at one of their hotels so she could share her experience.
The family vacation package?
What was the result?
Happy family, happy hotel.
The blogger and her family had a blast. She shared pics and videos of all the kid-friendly stuff on Instagram
Showing off those perks.
and wrote a detailed review on her blog, highlighting how affordable the hotel was.
Appealing to the budget conscious.
And then guess what?
Bookings went up.
Big time. The hotel chain saw a huge jump in bookings from families after the blogger's posts.
Influencer marketing for the win.
It just goes to show that it can work for any hotel, no matter your budget.
Leveling the playing field.
So what have we learned from these real-world examples?
Let's recap.
Influencer marketing can be a super effective way for hotels to get their name out there, boost bookings, and promote all sorts of things.
It's a versatile tool.
You got to find the right influencer, someone who fits your target audience and your brand values,
Find your match.
and create exciting campaigns that tell a story and resonate with your audience.
Make them feel something.
Okay, now let's talk about the challenges of influencer marketing.
Let's get real.
Even though it can be awesome, it has its downsides.
Every rose has its thorn.
What are some of the biggest hurdles for hotels when it comes to influencer marketing?
Well, finding the right influencers can be a real pain.
I bet.
It takes time to research and vet potential partners, and there's no guarantee they'll be a perfect match, even then.
It's a gamble.
And then there's the cost,
Yeah, it can get expensive.
especially if you're aiming for influencers with massive followings.
So how can hotels make sure they're getting a good return on their investment?
Arun suggests setting clear goals for those campaigns. What do you want to achieve? Brand awareness, more website traffic, more bookings.
Define your objectives.
Once you know what you want, you can start tracking your results, use those analytics tools to monitor website traffic, social media engagement, and how many bookings are coming in.
Measure the success.
That way you can tell if your influencer campaigns are actually working.
Makes sense. Now, about the legal stuff, any regulations hotel owners should know about?
Oh, yeah. There are the Advertising Standards Council of India, the SAI. They have guidelines for influencer marketing.
So there are rules to follow.
Influencers have to disclose their partnerships with brands, and they can't make false or misleading claims about products or services.
Transparency and honesty.
Absolutely. And it's smart to have a written agreement with your influencer partners. Outline everything, the scope of the campaign, what they'll deliver, payment terms, the whole 9 yards.
Dot your I's and cross your T's.
Exactly. And something people often forget is authenticity.
Authenticity, that's a big one.
Huge. It means being real, letting the influencer share their honest opinions and experiences, not trying to control their every word or make them read a script.
Let their true colors shine.
Because consumers, they can sniff out a fake a mile away.
They have good BS detectors.
They're savvy, they're skeptical, they won't buy it if someone is clearly just reading a script or promoting something they don't actually believe in.
They see right through the facade.
So how can hotels make sure their influencer campaigns are authentic?
Give me the secrets.
Start by choosing the right influencers, people who align with your brand values and are genuinely interested in your product or service.
Shared values, shared interests.
And once you found them, give them the freedom to share their experiences in their own way. Don't micromanage them. Trust them to tell their story.
Trust the process.
And be open about the partnership. Let everyone know the influencer is working with you.
Transparency builds trust.
Exactly, and credibility.
All great points. Before we move on, let's quickly recap what we've covered about influencer marketing and ethics.
Recap time.
Influencer marketing is a powerful tool for hotels, but use it responsibly, choose the right partners, make those campaigns stand out, be transparent about the partnership, and be mindful of your audience.
Sound advice.
Now, let's take a closer look at all those different platforms hotels can use for influencer marketing.
Platform overload.
There are a lot of options out there.
So many choices.
What are some of the most popular ones?
Well, you've got Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Those are the big players.
The usual suspects.
Let's start with Instagram. It's all about visuals. Perfect for sharing photos and videos of your hotel.
Instagram, the land of pretty pictures.
Show off your property's beauty, highlight all the cool amenities you offer, give people a sneak peek of what it's like to stay at your hotel.
Behind-the-scenes access.
Exactly. And then you've got Instagram stories. Those are great for short, quick snippets of content.
Bite-sized content.
Perfect for giving followers a glimpse into your day-to-day, sharing special offers, running contests, that kind of stuff.
Keeping things fresh and engaging.
And don't forget Instagram Reels, those short, catchy videos that can really grab attention.
Reels, the new kid on the block.
They're all about creating fun and engaging content that people will want to share.
Going viral, that's the dream.
Now let's talk about YouTube. It's perfect for longer, more in-depth content.
YouTube, the home of long-form content.
You can create video tours of your hotel, share travel tips, interview industry experts. The possibilities are endless.
It's like having your own TV channel.
Kind of. And then there's TikTok, the short-form video king.
TikTok, the land of trends and dances.
It's all about creating fun, catchy content that's likely to go viral.
Catching the algorithm's attention.
And last but not least, Facebook, the granddaddy of social media.
Facebook, still going strong.
It's a great way to reach a wide audience, share blog posts, run ads, and connect with potential guests.
It's like a one-stop shop for all your marketing needs.
Pretty much. So how do you choose the right platform for your influencer marketing campaigns?
That's the million-dollar question.
Well, it all comes down to your target audience and your goals. If you're trying to reach a younger demographic, TikTok might be your best bet.
Where the kids are.
If you're focused on building brand awareness, Instagram might be a good choice.
Instagram for the win.
And if you're all about driving bookings, YouTube might be the way to go.
YouTube for conversions.
Once you've picked your platform, the next step is finding influencers who are active on that platform and have an audience that aligns with your target market.
Match made in heaven.
And then you can start collaborating with them to create content that will resonate with your audience.
Content is king.
Okay, let's talk about some best practices for influencer marketing, things that can help you succeed.
Give me the cheat sheet.
One of the most important things is setting clear goals for your campaigns. What are you hoping to achieve? More brand awareness, more website traffic, more bookings.
Define your metrics.
Once you know your goals, you can start tracking your results. Use those analytics tools to monitor website traffic, social media engagement, and how many bookings you're getting.
Data-driven decisions.
Another crucial best practice is being transparent about your partnerships with influencers. Let people know the influencer is working with you.
Honesty is the best policy.
It builds trust and credibility.
And finding the right influencers for your brand is key.
No doubt about it.
Find influencers who share your values, who are genuinely interested in your product or service, and who have an audience that aligns with your target market.
Find your tribe.
Great points. Before we move on, let's quickly recap what we've discussed so far about influencer marketing best practices.
Recap.
Set clear goals. Be transparent about your partnerships, and choose the right influencers.
The holy trinity of influencer marketing.
Now, let's switch gears and talk about some common mistakes hotels make when it comes to influencer marketing.
Oops. Time to learn from others' mistakes.
Let's see what not to do.
One of the biggest mistakes is not setting clear goals for those campaigns.
Winging it is not a strategy.
Hotels need to know what they want to achieve with their influencer marketing efforts. Otherwise, they're just throwing money away.
ROI is key.
Another common mistake is not doing their research.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Hotels need to take the time to research potential influencer partners, make sure the influencer's audience aligns with their target market, and make sure their content is high quality and relevant to their brand.
Due diligence is essential.
And then there's the budget.
Ah, the dreaded budget.
Hotels need to be realistic about the cost of influencer marketing. It's not cheap, especially if you're working with influencers who have large followings.
Gotta factor in those costs.
Yeah. So how can hotels avoid making these mistakes?
Give us the wisdom.
First and foremost, educate yourself about influencer marketing. There are tons of resources available online and offline.
Knowledge is power.
Hotels can also hire an influencer marketing agency to help them with their campaigns.
Outsource the expertise.
Smart move, especially for hotels that might not have the in-house expertise.
Before we wrap up this section, let's recap the key takeaways about influencer marketing mistakes.
Hit me with the don'ts.
Don't just wing it. Set clear goals. Do your research. Be realistic about the cost. And consider hiring an agency if you need help.
Words to live by.
Now let's gaze into our crystal ball and talk about the future of influencer marketing.
Time to predict the trends.
The influencer marketing landscape is constantly changing. What are some trends you're seeing?
One big one is the rise of micro-influencers.
Micro-influencers, those are the ones with smaller followings, right?
Exactly. They might not have millions of followers, but they have a highly engaged audience. And they're often seen as more authentic and relatable.
Quality over quantity, again.
Precisely. And they're usually more affordable than those macro-influencers with massive followings.
Budget-friendly and effective.
Another trend we're seeing is the rise of influencer marketing platforms. These platforms connect brands with influencers and make it easier to manage those campaigns.
Streamlining the process.
And then there's the use of artificial intelligence, AI, in influencer marketing.
AI. That's everywhere these days.
It's being used to identify influencers, track campaign performance, and even create influencer marketing content.
AI is taking over the world.
Not quite, but it's definitely changing the game.
So it sounds like the future of influencer marketing is bright.
It's a booming industry, and it's only going to get more important for hotels in the coming years.
And influence marketing is here to stay.
Absolutely. So hotels need to embrace these trends and use them to their advantage.
Ride the wave of change.
Before we wrap up this episode, let's leave our listeners with some final thoughts.
Food for thought.
Influencer marketing is a powerful tool for hotels, but use it strategically and ethically.
Remember the golden rules.
Set clear goals, do your research, choose the right influencers, and track your results.
Don't forget the basics.
And remember, the influencer marketing landscape is constantly changing, so stay up to date on the latest trends and be prepared to adapt your strategies.
Be flexible and adaptable.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the world of influencer marketing for hotels.
It's been a pleasure sharing our insights with you.
We hope you found this episode informative and helpful.
We encourage you to check out the resources we mentioned throughout the episode and start incorporating influencer marketing into your hotel's marketing strategy.
Take action, don't just listen.
And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
We're always happy to help.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time.